The man in the security footage. 3 years ago, I worked overnight security at a storage facility outside town. The job was easy. Too easy. Most nights, I just sat in the office watching cameras while eating vending machine junk and trying not to fall asleep. The facility had over 100 units, all lined up in long rows with motion lights overhead. At night, the place looked endless. Just concrete hallways and metal doors disappearing into darkness. The manager warned me about break-ins during my first week. But he also said something strange before leaving that night. He told me, "If camera 12 goes out, don't go check it alone." I laughed because I thought he was joking. He didn't laugh back. Then he left. Around 1:15 a.m., camera 12 lost signal. The screen flickered once, then went black. I remember staring at it for a second, waiting for the image to return. Nothing. I sighed, grabbed my flashlight, and headed outside. The night air felt unusually cold. The facility was dead silent except for the buzz of distant lights overhead. Camera 12 was located near the oldest section of units at the far back of the property. Almost nobody rented there anymore. As I walked between the rows, the motion lights clicked on one by one ahead of me. Then, halfway there, one of the lights turned on before I reached it. I stopped walking. The light illuminated an empty corridor between storage units. Nobody there. I told myself, maybe an animal triggered it. Still, I started moving faster. When I reached camera 12, I immediately saw the problem. The camera wasn't broken.
It was pointing upward toward the sky.
Like someone had physically grabbed it and twisted it. A chill ran through me. That's when I heard a metal door slam somewhere nearby. The sound echoed through the rows. I swung my flashlight toward the noise. Nothing. Then another slam. Closer. Followed by slow footsteps.
Crunch. Crunch.
Crunch. Like boots walking across gravel. I called out, "Security." No answer. The footsteps stopped. Complete silence. Then a voice somewhere in the darkness whispered, "Help me." It sounded like a man.
Weak. Trembling. Coming from the row ahead.
Against my better judgment, I followed the sound. The motion lights flicked on as I moved deeper into the older section. Most of the units there were rusted shut. Some had locks so old they looked fused in place. Then I saw one unit standing slightly open. Unit 119. A thin line of darkness visible between the door and the frame. And from inside, breathing. Heavy breathing. I approached slowly. "Sir?" I asked. No response. Just breathing. I pulled the door open. The unit was empty. Completely empty. No boxes. No furniture. Nothing except a folding chair sitting in the center of the room, facing me. I took a step backward immediately. Something about it felt wrong. Then I noticed the walls. Scratches. Thousands of them. Long, deep claw marks covering the metal interior. My flashlight trembled in my hand. Then the breathing started again. Behind me, right outside the unit. I spun around fast. Nobody there. But at the far end of the corridor, a man stood under one of the motion lights.
Tall. Thin.
Wearing what looked like an old security uniform. Too far away to see his face. I shouted, "Hey!" He didn't move. Then the light above him switched off. Darkness swallowed him completely. A second later, the light came back on. He was closer. Much closer. I froze.
There was no way he could have moved that fast.
The man's head tilted slightly sideways. Then the light shut off again. When it turned back on, he was halfway down the corridor. I ran. I don't mind admitting that. I ran immediately. The footsteps exploded behind me. Not walking anymore. Sprinting. Metal doors rattled violently on both sides as I bolted through the rows. Motion lights flashed on ahead of me one after another. And every time they illuminated, I saw him closer. His arms hung too long. His movements jerked unnaturally. Like he didn't fully understand how humans ran. I finally reached the office and slammed the door shut behind me. The footsteps stopped instantly. I locked every door and sat there shaking until sunrise. When the manager arrived, I told him everything. He listened quietly. Didn't interrupt once. Then he walked to the security monitor. Rewound the footage from camera 12. And there I was on screen walking through the old section alone. Stopping outside Unit 119. Opening the door. Staring inside. Then suddenly sprinting away in panic. But that wasn't the worst part. The worst part was what came out of the unit after me. The footage showed a tall figure unfolding itself from the darkness inside. Its limbs bent wrong. Its jaw hung open too wide. And even through the grainy black and white footage, I could see its eyes locked directly onto me. The manager paused the video, then quietly said, "You're the first person it's let leave." I quit that morning, but sometimes late at night, I still get calls from unknown numbers. And every time I answer, I hear the same thing. Heavy breathing. Then a whisper. "Come back to Unit 119.